This is Jason Lee. I'm here at Trembling Outdoors, and I'm going to do a little video series. We're going to call it the Local Spotlight, where I try to bring you local services that pertain to the outdoors. And while I'm new to this whole interviewing business, this is my very first one, so give me a little bit of slack. But this is my good friend Stacy Frazier, one of my best friends in the world.
How y'all doing?
High-class taxidermist. I mean, some of the best quality you're ever going to see. And his company is Bugs R Us skull mounts. And while skull mounts are his specialty, that's not all he does. So we got a little bit of his work sitting here behind us, and I'll show you some of that a little bit later on. But Stacy, tell us about yourself. Where you come from? How long you lived here in Waycross?
I originally lived in Fitzgerald, and I went to school there, high school, in Fitzgerald High. I got hurt in '86 and become paralyzed in a wheelchair. So I was actually 17, almost about to turn 18, and matter of fact, I just built a deer stand right before that accident happened. It was one of the old-timey 2x4s, and no, it did not happen in the deer stand.
Did you ever get to get in that deer stand?
Never did get in there. But that's okay. Hey, the Lord has a way of helping you get around things a lot of times, buddy. And hey, I have exceeded things since I've been in this chair that possibly I never would have done if I was able-bodied and walking, you know.
That's true.
And it was all about running into the right folks at the right time. But I was on the job, got hurt driving a forklift, had about 13,000 pound of lumber fall over, tore the cage off, broke my back in T3 and 4. Just had a lot of internal injuries, busted both lungs, my spleen, 3 skull fractures.
You're lucky to even be here with us, to
yes,
be honest.
So. Just by God's grace, I'm here today, brother, and for sure.
And I'm here to tell you, since I've been friends with Stacy for several years now, and I've seen people that are not confined to a wheelchair do a whole lot less than this man right here. He don't use it as an excuse. I'm just here to tell you he lives his life to the fullest, and he should be a good example. So, but anyway, moving right along, let's talk about your business here. Tell us what you do with what's special about your European mouse.
Well, hey, the special thing about those is I use bugs, domesticated beetles. There's about 200 different species of domesticated beetle. I have one of those 200 here. I have them in a room back here. Keep them really cool, warm in the winter, cool in the summer, humidity. I keep it the same all the time. Those bugs do a really great job of cleaning that head from inside out, and it's the integrity of the head that is the most important. When they get through with that head, it is solid, it is strong, it's not falling apart, it's not...
Such as when you boil them at home. Because I boiled some myself, and hey, I'll be honest with you, they're sitting there and it's a skull mount, but he's falling apart and those pieces are gone.
Right. Well, heat to bone makes it start breaking down layer by layer, and that process never starts once that excessive heat has been put to that head. So these bugs turn out to make a really long, very long lasting head right there. I mean, it'll be around long after we're gone and our grandkids is gone.
Superior quality on those, I can tell you. I've got several of them myself. So.
Yeah, they are really good, really strong. I have accidentally dropped them, as you will sometime, working and doing on the concrete. Nothing breaks on that head, it virtually bounces. Nobody that bowls can say that at all.
That's a fact.
So I've been doing these bugs now for about 4 years. This will be the 4th season with them. I've actually been doing taxidermy work since I got hurt way back. I got hurt in '86, and I started it in '87, so I've got quite a bit of...
33 years, is that right? Am I right on that?
Yeah, 33 years right here, so it's just really something I love. Hey, I had a few choices of going back to school. Maybe that's what I should have done, and done this also, but hey, I decided to do that, and hey, I hadn't looked back. It's something new every time I do a different animal, I kind of get to live through these folks' animals that they bring in and through their hunts and their stories, and that's really great. You know?
Yeah, I can imagine that there's some satisfaction in handling other people's trophies and preserving that for them for the rest of their life. So I know I've got my deer of a lifetime. My Ware County bow, I'm going to brag on myself a little bit. My Ware County bow record flame.
And you should brag.
Stacy mounted that for me, and I'm telling you, that is top notch. Great looking mount, and I'll probably show that to you later on. We've got some other work he's done right here behind us. This is one of your bucks here. Tell us about that.
This is actually my first Kansas buck, and had a lot of my friends that had been out of state hunting to the Midwest, and they had advised me, look, you probably will shoot a small deer when you go out there the first time. And
don't we all?
And that's exactly what I did. So, you know, hey, that was a good experience. So I've never, being from the South, I've never killed a deer in the snow, and that gave me the opportunity to kill this buck in the snow-covered ground, and it was just awesome hunt.
And that's a perfect example of why, even when you don't think a deer you've killed is maybe shoulder mount worthy, to do a European mount.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, you know, it's cheap, virtually cheap compared, and that's what hunting's all about in the end. That's what that trophy's all about, is the memory.
Yeah, man.
And that's something I'll never forget. You going out there with us, we hunted in the snow for the first time. I got that blood trail that deer for you. I'll never forget blood trailing a deer in the snow. There's something, you don't get to do that down here in South Georgia a lot.
No, you don't. Never down this way, buddy.
And there's some mighty fine turkey fans, and to put a little extra touch on it, he can even clean the skulls.
Turkey skulls.
Yep, turkey skulls, and give you the claws and the beard, the whole works. I've got a nice set at the house myself for that.
And as I don't have any here, I can also, all these spurs was way before I started with my bugs, so I can even clean that turkey feet with the spurs on it and take the sheaths off and polish those and put them back and whiten the leg bone, and it looks really nice put with a fan. Not real crazy about mounting the whole body turkey, but I do like doing the skulls, and I will do the tail fans and the beards and stuff with them like that.
Well, speaking of that, since we're talking about all this, I know obviously bigger animals. I know you've recently been a little frustrated mounting a big half mount bear, and obviously you are a little more challenged in being able to get up and handle the big heavy hides. So what do you like to focus on? What do you tell us what you do offer?
My main focus on everything is the deer Euro skulls. Virtually any type of Euro skull that you can think of, whether it's ducks, quail, smallest quail, with those bugs you can do the biggest down to the smallest. Any type of skull I will do.
Gator skulls, I know those bugs do the gator skulls excellent. I don't know if any of you have ever really taken notice to a gator skull once it's really clean, or tried to clean one yourself. They're very porous. A lot of fine cavities in there.
Hollow boned animals.
Yeah, and
it's like a bird,
and that's tough to clean. You
cannot pull that without it just falling to thousands of pieces, and you'll be there forever trying to do that. Now I do know some techniques. Some guys has done boiling like that and actually get it back together, and it looked pretty good. But man, that's a lot of effort, and you still don't have as strong a head. You know, once you do all that and go back. It's just not as strong a head as the bugs do. They do a really fine job.
Matter of fact, we got a gator head. I don't think you can see it in the frame. I'm going to show you real quick. Be careful.
Yeah, most of my heads I whiten.
This is another touch.
This is different.
A service that he offers there, and I just. It's really unique and really awesome. He can dip that thing in any kind of color pattern. This is like a real tree camo, and it gives you something really different and unique.
And I also when I do these gators, I'll hinge the jaws. so that, well, he's not wanting to work, right? So I'm gonna hold him out here and I'll show you. See how these jaws are hinged? So you can actually be able to display this gator with the mouth open or closed. This certain one with this camo, he just seems to look a little better to me with his mouth closed right there. See if I can get that dude back on.
Sit back over here.
It's gotta go right through them holes, but I do quite a few gator heads a season. Season's just now opened here too, so a few of those starting to come in. That's one thing I keep my bugs fed with pretty much year round until all the deer heads come in, and then they keep them fed pretty good. But I got a friend of mine that does nuisance trapping, so he brings a lot of heads to me, and I use that to generate the bugs up and get them ready for the deer season coming.
And this is a neat little deal too.
That is a bobcat.
I mean, there's some things you never really think about when you kill these animals. Coyotes, bobcats. You can have a pretty unique trophy, so to speak, with those European stuff. Those bugs really do a good job. That bowling would just, it would deteriorate that.
Oh yeah, it'd fall all the way apart. And the duck head or the gator heads or any of the bird heads would just fall to pieces, and you couldn't do anything. They really do a delicate job. They don't leave anything in there whatsoever. And you can boil and do, but you're never going to get everything out like those bugs will. They get everything down into the teeth cavities.
They do.
Everything. There's nothing left.
Nothing left but bone.
Yes, sir.
And not just European mounts. Hey, he does a heck of a shoulder mount on a deer, I'm telling you. There's a difference in somebody mounting something and doing it just to turn it out as quick as they can, and maybe dry preserving it and getting it done for $1, versus somebody that wants you to have something quality that's going to last forever, like Stacy. He takes pride in his work, and he wants you to have a good quality product. And it shows. Yeah.
Yes, sir. You want that trophy to last a lifetime. And
you tan all your hides.
Tan all my hides. They're all tan, so that's going to keep the color of the deer. It's going to keep him looking good for a very long time, and that's makes all the difference right there. It's just how you prepare and tan that hide to the lasting of it. I mean, nothing's good as tanning. It's just like shoes or belt. That's leather that's been tanned. So it'll last for a very long time, as long as you don't hang it in the sun or hang it outside. Keep it in the house. Should last a lifetime and really look good.
And yet another thing I want to bring up that Stacy does is a heck of a job painting fish. And when I say painting fish, I know a lot of people, catch and release. It's a big thing these days. Even when you catch a trophy, a lot of people want to put that fish back. And not everybody does, and hey, if you don't, you want to eat them, that's fine too. But when it comes to bass or whatever, you can also just measure that fish and get a replica done and take a picture of it. And Stacy does an awesome job of painting those things, I'm telling you.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. I mean, you can tell that he's got years of experience and that he really cares about his work. He's not just turning and burning for $1. He likes what he does. So.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much a self-taught taxidermist. Hey, I read the manuals and watched videos, and honestly, I got some information from those, but hey, the best information is just like with life, jumping in and doing it and learning from
hands-on.
Yes, sir, hands-on.
And I'd have to say 33 years of experience, it shows. It does. So.
Appreciate that, buddy.
And well, enough about that. Me and Stacy's got a good fun trip planned this year that I'm looking forward to. I think he is too. Yes, I need a little bit of redemption. If you look here behind us, this is my Kansas buck from last year.
Let me move out of the
and
frame
this is
so
Stacy's Kansas buck from last year. And I think you can see the difference.
Both good deer though, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, they are. And I just say, I'm looking forward to getting back out there. I want one that looks more like his.
Well, hey, I was blessed, right? The good Lord blessed me, and
Is that is your biggest buck to date,
That's
correct?
my biggest buck to date right there.
150-inch buck, and he's got a lot of character. I will. I'm gonna give some close-ups of all these mounts that he's done before we cut off here. But we're looking forward to hitting the road. Coming up real close. I think we got a little less than a couple of months now. We're headed back to the Red Ranch in Kansas with Eddie Smith and Ashley Drake, and after that, we're going to the land between the lakes in Kentucky. And I'm depending on his wisdom and knowledge to put us where the bucks are, because I have no clue. Never been there. You've been there a couple times, right?
Been there a few times, buddy. And that's an awesome place. Really good deer, beautiful place to go to. And I would say that, hey, if you're new to thinking about going to the Midwest or out of state hunting, Kentucky's probably one of the best bets that there is, buddy. LBL, Land Between the Lakes. It's an inexpensive hunt that you can go on, but you can experience some really huge deer in there. We've seen some really nice ones. I've killed like a 121 with my bow. That was my biggest deer with a bow up until Kansas this past year.
So very good potential up there at Land Between the Lakes for public land. But hey, if you hadn't experienced getting out of state, that's a good place to go for a good price. I think $360 is what it cost us this year for tags, permits, and everything. There's nice little cabins you can rent around the area to stay. It's not that far away from Georgia. You're talking about 8.5 hour drive from right here in Waycross where we're at. Good fun place. I'm looking forward to it. It's a beautiful
Yes, sir.
place. So.
No doubt, bud.
Looking forward to that. Looking forward to Kansas, and I'm also looking forward to Kentucky. It's going to be two different worlds there, going from the Red Ranch to wide open public land. But hey, and when I say Red Ranch, don't get the wrong idea. It's not a high fence. Red Ranch is a cattle ranch. It's just got big bucks out there. We don't
That's
play
right.
that game. So
Yeah, no high fence.
no, sir. But anyway, we're looking forward to. I hope we get to bring you those hunts, me and Stacy, this year on Trembling Earth Outdoors. And I hope you have learned a little bit today. And if you need to get in touch, I'm going to list all of Stacy's information below this video on how to get in touch with him. He's got an Instagram. He's got a Facebook. You can give him a call, whatever. If you got any ideas of anything you want to get mounted, preserve as a trophy, hey, look him up, because I promise you won't be disappointed. So, and hey, don't throw away those smaller deer that you say, hey, a lot of people just cut the horns off and it gets thrown in a bucket or nailed to the side of the barn. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But you can preserve them in a different way and have a really nice trophy. So
And hey, nowadays Euro skulls is getting to be really big because, hey, like you said before, not as much money as getting the shoulder mount. And it takes up a lot less space. Trust me, I've been doing this a long time. It seems like the females in your house is more okay with the Euro skull than they are with a shoulder mount.
I think they look pretty cool myself too.
Yeah, oh yeah, and they look really cool, and it's getting to be a big thing. So I do a lot of big deer too, along with smaller deer in here. I mean, for our part of the country here, I have a lot of these deer that's 135 and 136 inch deer that I'm doing Euro skulls on. So it's not just some of the smaller bucks. Some of the folks is deciding to, instead of mounting that deer, do a Euro skull. Hey, a lot cheaper, takes up a lot less room on the wall.
And hey, not just deer, again, anything you kill, whether it be a coyote, a bobcat, think about it, hey, bring it to him and he'll show you what he can do. And it's pretty amazing to me what those bugs do, it really is. But again, I appreciate you talking to us today, Stacy. Look him up, Bugs R Us, skull mounts, and like I said,
having me, buddy.
I will list all of his information. He's right here in Waycross, Georgia. One of the best people you ever deal with.
Y'all come see us.
That's right. We'll talk to you later.
Something in the water taught me how to crawl. Something in the water taught me how to fall. Something in the water gonna make me see. Something in the water gonna set me free. Something in my brain won't let me stray. Something in my veins gonna find its way. Something in the water taught me how to pray. When that cold black water finds its way into your veins, you'll never be the same.